Warm greetings to all of you from New York. And thank you to the Pearl Initiative and Global Compact for the invitation to speak today on the topic of UAE business and the Sustainable Development Goals. By adopting the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development in 2015, member states of the United Nations agreed on an ambitious and transformative plan, setting 17 clear objectives that we want to achieve by 2030, otherwise known as the Sustainable Development Goals. Now, while there is broad-ranging consensus on reaching the priorities agreed by leaders of 193 countries, there is also acknowledgement that true change will not be possible under the business-as-usual scenario. So accomplishing these goals will require us to build a global partnership and mobilize all available resources, bringing together national governments, the private sector, civil society, the United Nations, and of course all of its other actors. Building on our own national experience, the UAE is committed to fostering partnerships and creating an environment in which the capabilities of the private sector are really leveraged for sustainable development. Most importantly, we acknowledge that private business activity, investment and innovation are major drivers of productivity, inclusive economic growth and job creation. Therefore, fostering a dynamic and enabling context for businesses to strive and grow is a key priority of our government. Equally, the UAE has leveraged public-private partnerships for development gains, using varied tools like competitive international tendering, seed funding, and environmental regulation to kickstart the results that we wish to achieve. And we're also integrating PPPs into our foreign aid strategy, working with grants and low-interest loans to de-risk and catalyze private sector investment. So I believe that the Pearl Initiative and Global Compact's work to promote a corporate culture of accountability and transparency is key to translating the SDGs into concrete action. Working together in the Arab world, these two organizations are making the business case for sustainable and inclusive development. Key to achieving all of this will, of course, be fostering multi-stakeholder partnerships to drive achievement. And by bringing together a broad range of collaborators, multi-stakeholder partnerships have the power to mobilize and share knowledge, technology, and financial resources. So it's encouraging to see the private sector embrace the 2030 Agenda so readily. Companies are acknowledging that inclusive and sustainable development is a prerequisite for economic growth, healthy investment environments. At the UN, a number of multi-stakeholder partnerships have been instrumental in driving change, and by engaging in broad issue-based alliances, these partnerships have achieved impressive results in a short space of time. Let me take a moment just to highlight three of them. Three UN-linked global multi-stakeholder partnerships that are charting the way forward. They are pioneering solutions in public-private collaboration and represent true success stories that we can all learn from here today. In all these cases, UAE government agencies and companies are engaging in implementing development objectives. And they're supporting key UAE substantive priorities, for example, renewable energy, women, and the importance of data and evidence-based policy making. The first initiative, Sustainable Energy for All, or C for All, is a unique partnership between the private and public sectors to unlock finance to achieve universal access to sustainable energy. It's innovating options for finance in renewable energy, energy efficiency, and of course, the all-important access. Companies engaged in the C for All initiative work with governments to identify investment opportunities and contribute to reaching SDG 7, or the Sustainable Development Goal on energy, while at the same time, of course, ensuring a return on their investment. Secondly, Every Woman, Every Child, which convenes governments, multilateral organizations, and the private sector to address the major health challenges facing women, children, and adolescents around the world. This platform is creating inventive policy solutions, better distribution networks, and payment systems for health. In this context, the UAE has been focusing global attention on the need to expand maternal and child health services to humanitarian settings, because data shows that empowering women and making sure they can access health services unlocks untapped potential that can benefit the whole of society, and this is crucial in fragile contexts, particularly in our part of the world. And finally, the Abu Dhabi Global Environmental Data Initiative, which facilitates the provision of and access to quality environmental data. Under the guidance of His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, AGIDI works with partners from educational institutions and the scientific community to provide policymakers and business executives with environmental data and information to guide critical decision making. This homegrown initiative paves the way for environmental sustainability efforts and evidence-based policymaking across the Arab world. And it's these kind of platforms that will secure the achievement of the SDGs. We need more of these efforts, and we look forward to seeing them emerge from the Pearl Initiative and the Global Compact. It will be your voices that will set the stage for effective public-private partnerships from now until 2030. Let's work to bring more partners on board and achieve the Sustainable Development Goals together. Thank you.